Elks officers, Elks members, and members of the community. I would like to welcome you all to the annual Frackville Elks Award Ceremony. I'm Bill Mack. I'm a past Exalted Ruler, and I'm currently the Vice President of the Pennsylvania Elk State Association. I'm very proud to have everyone here. Before we start our ceremony, with Elks, we usually say a prayer and a pledge to our flag first. And the Elks prayer may sound very familiar to one that you know, but it's not that one. Please, all Elks and all community members, please rise.
Let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, direct us in all our deliberations with thy most gracious favor, and further us with thy continual help, that in all our works begun, continued, and ended in thee, we may glorify thy holy name. Enlighten our minds more and more with the principles of our order, charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. Let the light of thy countenance shine upon us, even as the light of these stars. Increase in us true benevolence, nourish us with all goodness, keep us faithful to our obligation, and lead us in all Elks beside the still waters of peace. For thine is the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. This award ceremony has been in the making for over 2 years. Traditionally, Elks lodges all over the country hold an annual installation of officers ceremony in March before the beginning of the new lodge year on April 1st. For many years, the Frackville Elks Lodge has been combining its award ceremony with that installation of officers ceremony. That is, until COVID-19 pandemic changed everything. Preparations were made early in 2020 for many of these awards that will be presented tonight to be awarded to deserving recipients. Unfortunately, nearly everything we planned to do last year was canceled, postponed, or rescheduled for a later date. For the past 2 lodge years, we had to install our new officers during a regular meeting instead of having a special ceremony which is always open to the public. We hope to return to that traditional ceremony next spring. Tonight, we will be honoring our Citizen of the Year Award recipients from the 2019-2020 lodge year and the 2020-21 lodge year. The Citizen of the Year Award is given to someone who has contributed in a special way to improving the local community. They've shown leadership in the community, and they've contributed voluntary service and is recognized as being an all-around good citizen. At this time, we have our 2 exalted rulers from the past 2 years, Albert Grakovsky for 2019-2020, and William Sakavage for 2020-2021, and also again this year for 21-22, back to back. These gentlemen will be presenting awards this evening. So at this time, we'll honor our Citizen of the Year, Exalted Ruler Sakavage.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. It's good to see such a nice crowd here. Our Citizen of the Year for 2019-2020 is a lifelong resident of Schuylkill County. She comes from a well-known Frackville family who I have known pretty much all my life. She's a volunteer coach for youth athletics, has been a guest speaker at many schools throughout the county. She's been involved in our legal system for many years as an attorney, a magisterial district judge, and currently serves on the Schuylkill County Court of Common Pleas. In recognition of her service and involvement in the community, I am honored to present the Citizen of the Year Award to the Honorable Christina Hale.
Thank you. Thank you, Exalted Ruler Jacqueline. Thank you, Past Exalted Ruler Mac. Thank you, everyone else, friends and family. My next door neighbors are even here. I'm honored to receive this. I really love this town. I love this organization. I was raised in Frackville. I moved here when I was 10 years old. And it's just such a great place to grow up, and it was. And many of you who have grown up here know that that's true. I remember coming to the Elks when I was a child to different events that they'd hold. And when I had my daughter, who's 11, who's at soccer right now with her dad, we brought her to the Christmas parties and to the Easter parties, and she screamed and cried because she saw the Easter bunny when she was 2 and didn't like him. He was creepy. But it's a great organization, and several years ago I actually joined the Elks because what you folks do aligns with my values, and you give back to the community in ways that often go unnoticed and sometimes are noticed. I too give back to the community and have been a big proponent of community service for many years. I look around this room, I see former teachers, I see former bosses in the back, I see relatives, I see mentors, I see friends, and that's what community is all about. I currently am a common pleas judge, and as you all probably know, I'm running for election this year, and I also have my running mate here, Attorney Chris Hobbs. I just wanted to say hello to him. But I'm not making this at all about politics or campaigning or the election. I bring that up because one of the most fulfilling parts about my job is being afforded the opportunity to go into the schools and talk with kids. And I've been part of community service organizations for years. I was on the Frackville Hometown Heroes Committee, the Frackville Mardi Gras Committee for the library. Even dating back to high school, I always participated in the cancer walkathon and different things. But as a common pleas judge, I'm able to reach youngsters, to reach young kids. And having a daughter, I realize that now more than ever is so important. Schools often contact me and say, Judge Hale, will you come to our school and speak with our kids? We have a problem with vaping. We have a problem with cyberbullying. We have a problem with distracted driving. Or sometimes they'll say, hey, will you come talk about career day? And I love that. That is just the best part of my job, one of the best parts about my job. So I really thank you for this award tonight, and congratulations to Dr. Langen. Where is he? He's also my doctor, so this really truly is a community event. Everybody's here. But I am so appreciative and humbled and honored by this. And I think community service and contributing and giving back to your community is one of the greatest gifts that we can pay forward. So I'm honored to receive this. I thank you, and keep up the good work, Frackville Elks.
Thank you, Christina. Okay, I think we can all agree that past year and a half has been far from normal due to the COVID-19 situation. Because of this, we felt it would be appropriate to honor one of our healthcare providers as Citizen of the Year during that difficult time. So our honoree has been a family medical doctor in Frackville for many years and is affiliated with Geisinger Medical Center. He graduated from Penn State College of Medicine. He's also been my family doctor for many years. And I can attest to the fact that he does a good job because he's kept me going all this time in spite of all my bad habits. So in recognition of his dedicated service to healthcare, it's my pleasure to present this award to Dr. James Langen.
I certainly would like to thank the Lodge for this award. I want you all to know how touched I am to receive this. It does mean a lot to me. And I'm very honored to have been selected to get this award this year. But I accept this award in recognition of the diligent, courageous work that all our frontline workers have displayed during this pandemic. Whether it's the folks at the checkout counter at Boyer's, our police department, fire, ambulance crews, the dedicated workers in our ERs and hospitals, the true heroes throughout this pandemic. So I do accept this award in recognition of the great work that they have done over the past year and a half. So again, I can't thank the Lodge enough for this award. It means a lot to me. And my plan is to continue to serve the community of Frackville for more years yet. I have a number under my belt, but I'm not ready to give it up yet. So I still plan to be around for a little while longer. So thank you very much.
We will now recognize the Elk of the Year Award recipients from 2019-20 and 2020-21. This award is given to a Lodge member that is always willing to help, someone who can always be relied upon to get things done, and that goes above and beyond just paying his or her membership dues. Far beyond that. At this time, past Exalted Ruler Albert Grakovsky.
Thank you, Bill. You know, we're quite fortunate here in Frackville, Elks, to be able to attract a diverse group of individuals that want to become members of our lodge. Most of them, if not all of them, have a sense of community and have a sense that they want to contribute and give something back to the Frackville area or to even the surrounding area with community service. I have the pleasure of presenting the Elk of the Year Award. We have two individuals that follow the principles of our order, which are charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. They've been recognized by their fellow members as being worthy of this title, Elk of the Year, by volunteering their time and talent and promoting the good works of the Elks. So we recognize, as Bill and Bill mentioned, that for these past 2 years, 2019 and 2020, we are honoring Andrew Schusslak and Stephanie Thomas. First, I'll recognize Andrew. He's from Shenandoah and has been the chairman of the House Committee in 2019, and he's devoted a lot of time and effort to oversee the social work of the lodge and to make sure that the bar is running smoothly and things of that to make it successful for the year. He has also sponsored 9 new members at that time, trying to reach the golden number of 11 to receive a watch. So we'll see if he's able to be successful in obtaining that. But I do want to recognize Andrew at this time and present him with this plaque.
Hold on a second, Andrew. Before you take the stand, Al mentioned the fact that Andrew had 9 new members in the 2019-2020 Lodge year. Well, the Grand Lodge recognizes anyone who gets 11 new members during the course of a year by presenting them with a watch, an Elks watch. Well, Andrew had 9 members as of February of that year, and in March we were scheduled to have an initiation where he was going to bring in 2 more new members. But I think we all know what happened in March of 2020. Everything got shut down. We weren't able to open. We weren't able to, have our initiation ceremony. So Andrew wound up the year with 9 instead of the 11 that he would have had if it were not for the pandemic. So I didn't think it was right that he didn't get the watch, and I managed to acquire one for him. to present at this time.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to start off by saying that I want to thank Steph Thomas. She's actually the Elk of the Year this year, and she was gracious enough to allow me to have a dual award ceremony, and she was gracious enough to allow me to participate on her day. So Steph, thank you very much for allowing me. I like this. There's quite a few people here that I would like to thank. First of all, I'd like to thank my family. I have most of my family here. Unfortunately, my grandmother couldn't make it, but she made sure that my family was here to be with me. So, thank you. I'd also like to thank a very dear friend of mine, Jerry Kufrovich. 18 years ago, I met this guy in Monterey City. I forget exactly what function it was at, but all he kept talking about was the Elks. The Elks this, the Elks that, the Elks this. And I thought, boy, this man must be married to the Elks. Well, you know what? He almost is. He's a 40-some-year member of Monterey City. He was my sponsor 18 years ago, and he lives in Hazleton now, so I'd like to thank him for making the trip down and being here for me today. Lastly, I'd like to thank the membership of the Elks. Like I said, 18 years ago I joined, but then for a short time I sort of I got busy with different other involvements in my life, and I put the Elks sort of on the back burner, which I'm not proud of, but I wasn't around for a while. And then my cousin Angela meets this gentleman, and he came to the house for I don't know if it was a Thanksgiving dinner or an Easter dinner, and it turned out to now she's engaged to this gentleman, and he's unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but my cousin Angela's fiance, Mike Tomko, said to me, he started talking about the Frackville Elks and how everybody's so nice and everybody gets along, and what a great organization it is and what it does for the the community. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to come back, and I did, and I'm happy I did, and I'm happy I got involved, and here I am. I don't think I was back at the Elks a month, and one of our members, past exalted ruler Yutko, came out from behind the bar the one day. They were having a meeting, and he said to me, "Would you want to be on the House Committee?" And I said, "What's the House Committee?" And he said, "Well," he said, "it's a group of people that oversee the operation of the bar and make sure everything's running smoothly." So I said, "All right, what the heck." Well, then a couple months later, I was made House Chair, and I was House Chair for a year, and the Frackville Elks turned into my family, and I consider a lot of people here not only brother and sister members, but family. I'd like to recognize the Dudash family. They're my adopted family. So I'd like to thank you for all the support you guys have given me over the last couple of years, me being a member here. So again, I'd like to thank everybody. I thank you for the awards. Brute, thank you for the watch. And I'll turn the mic back over to Al.
As Andrew mentioned, our second recipient and this year's recipient is Stephanie Thomas. Stephanie has been a member of the House Committee for several years and has been busy setting up these rooms for many different functions over that time. And she has also been the co-chair of the Activities Committee, so a lot of things that do go on here that represent the community, or whether it's working along with the borough itself and using our grounds here for the different holidays, Stephanie was always right there stepping in to help out and make sure that the function went smoothly. She devoted a lot of her time to ensure the success of those things, and this past year she organized and helped with the Elk Fest here at the Lodge that involves a lot of charitable donations that we are able to end up to give to everyone. So Stephanie, please come forward as we recognize your support. Say a few words.
Elks for this honor. I was almost giving my sticker back because I couldn't believe it to Bill. But thank you, everyone, and even though my husband can't be here tonight, I know he's proud of me too. So thank you.
With many lodges and many clubs, as you know, there's always a core group that makes sure that things happen, and our Elks is no different. These two individuals for the Elk of the Year prove themselves time and time again by promoting the Elks and promoting its values. We thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. Thank you.
The final award. Oh, thanks, Steph. The final award of what we call the Big Three is called the Officer of the Year Awards. We'll be recognizing the recipients from 2019-20 and 2020-21. This award goes to an officer who has contributed over and above the duties of the office toward the improvement of the lodge and of our entire order. At this time, I'll be the one presenting our Officer of the Year for both years, so give me a moment. For 2019-20, I'd like to introduce Lance Nelson. Lance has been involved with the Elks for many years. He's a past district deputy of the northeastern part of our state. He held many positions in our lodge. Lance is always the first to tell me, hey Bill, do you know how long I've been an officer? Over 25 years. And that's something he's really proud of, because many of you know, any type of organization that you're in, you can be an officer for 1 year or for 25 years, and it's a lot of grueling work. Lance even spent a year as one of our trustees during the 2019-20 year. So Lance, if you could please step up and accept your award.
I've heard some people say some very profound, some entertaining, and some humble things. I'm none of them. I would like to say, though, that after being an officer for every year since 1994, that there's something that all good officers, and I include most, in fact, all of the ones we have now, have in common. They do not regard themselves as having a position. They do not regard themselves as important. Every officer who's good has one thing in common. They regard themselves as the servant of the lodge. I have done everything I could with the years I was an exalted ruler to be the best officer I could for whatever exalted ruler I served. And I'm appreciative of this award, but it's a matter of being a servant to the lodge. The exalted ruler being the first servant to the lowest officer is still a servant of the lodge. Thank you.
One little personal note concerning Lance. One memory I have was the first meeting that I attended after I was initiated, and I was very new to the Elks, and Lance was so gracious as to nominate me to become one of the lodge officers in my first meeting. So, thank you, Lance. I didn't accept the position immediately. And our next award recipient. For the 2020-21 lodge year, Jacqueline Moguish. She is currently, and at that time, in the position of Tyler. And Jackie was relatively a newer member as well, before we started putting stickers on her card and asking her to help out with functions, and she graciously did step up for many, many different events throughout her short time here as an Elks member. So Jackie, if you can please step up, I'd be happy to present your award. As Jackie steps up to the mic, anybody who is an Elks member knows that the Tyler position is one of many words. So she'll be stepping up here.
Yes, this will be very short because I am not a speaker, and that's why I'm a Tyler, because they don't talk. So I just want to thank you all. Thank you for the Elks allowing me to do a lot of the charity work that I do through here. I greatly appreciate it, and it's an honor to get this. Thank you.
The Citizen of the Year, Elk of the Year, and Officer of the Year award recipients are selected during a meeting of all available past exalted rulers of this lodge. These past exalted rulers analyze and discuss the award candidates, their eligibility, their qualifications, and their honest entitlement as possible recipients, with input from the current exalted ruler who holds office. Once the award winners are selected, the Elks Grand Lodge headquarters in Chicago is notified, and the official award certificates are bestowed to the local Elks Lodge. Following our three major awards, we will now be recognizing recipients of the Grand Exalted Ruler, which is the national president for the Elks. It's the Grand Exalted Ruler's Outstanding Service Commendations. Every year, 2 lodge members are handpicked by the Exalted Ruler for recognition for their outstanding service to the lodge. These special citations can be awarded to officers, committee chairpersons, and regular Elks members for their volunteerism and their contributions to the lodge in many different capacities. Both of our exalted rulers from the past 2 years will personally be awarding these recipients. At this time, past exalted ruler Grakovsky will step up, and we have our Grand Exalted Ruler Service Commendations for 2019-20. Our first recipient, Dennis Conti. Is Dennis available?
He's at soccer.
He's at the soccer game, right? He was stressing about this and trying to get here on time. So Dennis did tell me he might be here in time for the food, depending on the game. So when he comes in later, maybe we'll surprise him with a quick impromptu speech. I won't do that to him. But Dennis stepped up when we needed him a few years ago, and he became the hoop shoot chairperson for our lodge. And if anybody in the lodge that has ever participated in our hoop shoot or has sons, daughters, grandchildren of those who participated, it's a fun activity. It's a year-long activity behind the scenes, and it all culminates with the state competition out in State College. And if anybody wins at State College, they go on to regionals and then to nationals. So we've had a lot of success over the years in our small county. I know the Tamaqua Lodge recently had a competitor that went to nationals. Monterey City always holds a great hoop shoot, and we're proud of our Frackville Elks Lodge as well. So thanks to Dennis for stepping up, and I did ask him this year, are you going to continue on as our chairman? And he said absolutely, he'll be doing it again this year. So how about a round of applause for Dennis? And the best thing is when he walks in later, we'll give him another round of applause. Our next outstanding service commendation will go to Timothy Willingham. That'll be for the 2019-20 lodge year. Tim, if you can step up to the plate here. I worked with Tim with our monthly Elks breakfast for quite a few years, And the conversation in that kitchen, well, I'm not going to repeat a lot of it between everybody that works in the kitchen, but the one thing Tim always stepped up and talked about was retirement, 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 with a big smile on his face. And we're happy that he was finally able to do that. And he served very faithfully on our breakfast committee, and I'm hoping he keeps going with it, you know, as long as he can. So maybe we'll give you, how about 20 more years on the committee, all right? Tim, would you like to step up?
I'd like to thank the Elks for this award. I don't do much in the kitchen other than tell everybody what to do in there. And when we get complaints, I say it wasn't me. So it's not a bad job. And we're starting again next Sunday, so if you're available, 8 to 11. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. For 2020, 2021, our exalted ruler, William Kufrovich, would like to present some awards as well. Our first recipient, Joseph Michael Polonis.
I just want to say thank you. Make sure I get my tools back.
Mr. Polonis is, he's a person here at our lodge that doesn't ask for awards, doesn't ask for recognition, but you know what, a lot of our behind the scenes things that we do here, a big reason why we've been successful, and some of our new ideas, if any of you are familiar, we've been talking for years about having a beautiful patio outside, so our members and their families can come down and enjoy time outside in the nice weather. And we're finally recognizing that dream come true for a lot of us Elks members and building that patio. And Mike was a big reason why that was possible. Our exalted ruler also reminded me of maybe even a more important task. He does clean our taps at the bar every week to make sure that refreshments are fresh and available for our members. Thank you for the important stuff. Our second recipient, Jim Revito. He was our lodge treasurer for many years. We'll give him a round of applause while he's walking up here. Jim's been a member for a long time, and a few years ago he stepped up as our treasurer to make sure that our books and our accounting were very proper and perfect. And trust me, I've walked by the office and heard Jim in a commotion once or twice. And I thought, oh no, what's wrong with the treasurer? What's wrong, Jim? And I walked in, and there was one time where he's trying to find out where 10 cents was in our book. And that's no lie. He's like, there's 10 cents missing from somewhere, I gotta find it. And he eventually did. It took a few days, but he narrowed it down. So Jim was very particular with that position. And here's our past lodge treasurer.
I had the easy job, spending the money. It's the people that made the money that have the hard job. The fundraisers, the breakfasts, the dinners, the bar. They're the people that hold it together by making the money. I just tried to spend it wisely. Thank you.
And even though Jim did step down as our treasurer, he's now even, I think, going to be more involved now. He has stepped up and taken on the position of lodge trustee. And he is the first person at our meetings to raise his hand and make sure we're doing the right thing. So thank you, Jim. So congratulations to those outstanding members. Now, I know there's a few young people in the crowd, and they're probably wondering, wow, how long does this ceremony go? They told me there's going to be food here and awards. So they're here. We'd like to recognize our youth awards. let me get back on the script here for a moment. Actually, I'm sorry to our younger award recipients. I did skip two important awards I want to go over very briefly. We'll get there, okay? Both of our exalted rulers from the past 2 years were personally, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to forget you guys. Were personally awarded the Grand Exalted Rulers Making a Difference Special Citation. The Elks Grand Lodge states that this citation will be awarded to exalted rulers who participate in 6 or more of the following programs throughout the year. And I'll name the 9 that are eligible. Our Hoop Shoot, the Youth Scholarship Program, our Elks National Foundation Member Giving Award, All-American Lodge Contest, the Drug Awareness Program, our Elks National Youth Week, the Ritualistic Contest, our Student and Teenager of the Month and Year programs, and for many members that think it's very important, our Veteran Service and Adoptive Veteran Program. And because our lodge takes part in many of these different programs from Grand Lodge, we were recognized the last 2 years under the leadership of Al Grakovsky and the leadership of William Sakavage as achieving those goals. So now at this time, let me personally present both gentlemen with their awards on behalf of our lodge and the Order of Elks.
Congratulations and thank you.
Exalted Ruler Sakavage is checking his watch, and he knows there's food over there. So we will now finally get to our youth awards. I promise this time, okay? As many of you know, the school year just started back up for college, high school, and our elementary students. This time of year, it's a very busy and crazy time of year, so many of the students we typically recognize at this ceremony were unable to attend due to scheduling conflicts and other obligations, and maybe just the stress of being back to school. We're going to honor them anyway. First, we'll recognize the students that participated in the annual Americanism Essay Contest. Last year, members of the Elks Grand Lodge Fraternal Committee selected the theme, How Can Patriotism Be Demonstrated? The contest starts with local lodges, it progresses through the district and state levels, and ends with the naming of a national winner at the Elks Grand Lodge National Convention in the summertime. This very important patriotic contest gives school children in grades 5 through 8 the opportunity to express their views on their pride in this country. The contest is most important because it involves school children from throughout Schuylkill County, showing them Americanism at its best. The contest also demonstrates that members of the lodge are proud to be Americans, proud to be Elks, and proud to participate in the Americanism programs throughout the year, such as our Flag Day ceremony that we do. So at this time, our students that are in attendance, our student that's in attendance for the Certificate of Participation for the Americanism Award Ceremony, Nicole from Kufrovich. She's receiving this award on behalf of the Pennsylvania Elks Northeast District, first place award winner. She won our essay contest, so she did all the writing. She didn't want to speak at this time, but congratulations, we're very proud of you. Did we have any other Americanism contest winners that came in afterwards? Was there anybody else at this time? We did have other winners, Clara Easter and Brooklyn Shive. So to have 3 of the contest winners, we are very proud and excited for the possibilities of maybe something like that happening again this year when the contest began in the fall. The next one is our drug awareness contest. In 1983, the Elks made drug awareness education for our youth a national priority. Since its inception, the program has grown in size and scope and has been recognized as the largest all-volunteer drug awareness program in the United States of America. Go Elks, we're proud of that. The Elks Drug Awareness Program strives to teach children and their families about the dangers of illicit drug use, and it's dedicated to preventing the abuse of legalized and prescription drugs. Last year, the PA Elks Drug Awareness Program Committee conducted 3 drug awareness contests: our essay contest, our poster contest, and our virtual video contest. These contests were created to help educate children on the dangers of illicit drugs. Students were to use the theme "Drug Abuse, No Excuse" to write an essay, create a poster, or produce a video identifying and explaining the dangers of illegal drugs. We are very proud of the students and their essays. We had 2 essay winners that moved on to the district level and then to the state level of our contest. Joseph McCord, and we do have Jacob, I'm sorry, Jacob Regener. Come on up, got up close enough. Come on up. The first award he's receiving, Jacob, that's from our lodge in our district, but there's also a second award from the State of Pennsylvania Elks Association. Congratulations, and we're very proud. I'm sorry, Jake told me how to pronounce his last name before this, and I'm sorry. It's the joys of Schuylkill County. You know some of our last names, like mine, Mac. Finally, we'll recognize the students that participated in 2 of the Elks Scholarship Program contests. The Elks National Foundation's Most Valuable Student Scholarship and the Elks National Foundation's Legacy Scholarship Award. The first award, the Most Valuable Student applicants, are judged on scholarship, leadership, and financial need. They must be current high school seniors or the equivalent, who are citizens of the United States of America. Applicants do not need to be related to a member of the Elks Lodge. Ranging from $1,000 per year to $12,500 per year, the Most Valuable Student Scholarships are for students pursuing a 4-year degree on a full-time basis. I'd like to recognize 2 of our recipients at the district level and then up to the state level of these contests. Our first recipient, Jacqueline Moguish. Jacqueline was unable to be here thanks to the joys of back to school and college. Would we like to say a word on her behalf?
Sure. Hi, I'm Leanne Moguish. I'm accepting this award on behalf of my daughter Jacqueline. She's a recent graduate of North Schuylkill High School. She's attending Lebanon Valley College for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. She's planning on playing basketball there. She has participated in some activities that the Elks have had through the years. She did the hoop shoots, the drug awareness program, and I recently became an Elks member here in Frackville, and I'm hoping that at some point she also will become an Elks member. My father has been a member of the Elks for many years at Ashland, and within the past 2 or 3 years transferred his membership to Frackville. So I'm honored to accept this award for her. Thank you.
And we are very proud as a lodge. Every few years we are very overjoyed to have some of these students here and accept these scholarships through the Elks National Foundation. They're the ones that are doing the hard work and the academic work in school, and they're the ones that are earning these awards. We're just proud to be a sponsor. We also had a second recipient who was unavailable this evening, Josh Tuitt. He was unavailable this evening, but we also like to recognize him as well. Our final award for the evening, also involving scholarships, is called the Legacy Awards. The Legacy Award applicants can receive $4,000 scholarships, but they are only available to children and grandchildren of Elks members. The applicant must be a high school senior. Award recipients are required to perform service once a year with an Elks Lodge during the 4 years they're receiving the scholarship. And that's always music to our ears at an Elks Lodge to have some volunteerism. This is the first time in our lodge's history, on record, that we have a Legacy Awards recipient, Sarah Wagner. Sarah was also unavailable thanks to move-in week at college. If you'd like to say a few words.
I would like to thank the Elks on behalf of Sarah. I'm her mom, Kathy Wagner, and she is at Misericordia University, a recent graduate of North Schuylkill. She is studying medical imaging, and we've spent, like Christina's daughter, many years at the Easter egg hunt and the Christmas different activities they had. And my dad was a member for many, many years, and as Bill and Jim know, if he wasn't under a car, he was at the Elks. Where's Jack? And we are just proud to be more involved with the Elks, and she's looking forward to volunteering in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Is it time yet? We'd like to thank all of you for attending. Again, to all of our award recipients, we are very proud of you, our members of the community, our members of the lodge, our youth recipients and their families for attending. We really appreciate you. We encourage all of you in this room to become more involved in an Elks organization. Locally in our county, you have the Frackville Elks, the Mahanoy City Elks, the Tamaqua Elks, and the Ashland Elks Lodges. All four of us, compared to some of the other lodges in the state, we're the baby lodges in this state, from Little Schuylkill County. But we do pack a good punch when it comes to volunteerism, stepping up, and doing what's best for our communities. So if anybody in this room is not an Elks member, we would always appreciate your support in the coming years. Not just for the lodge and for what we do here, but I look around the room and see some of the youngsters here, for our youth, for our veterans, and for our local communities, those in need. We need all the help that we can get. Please help and become involved in our charitable work throughout the year. We really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all the officers and members who made this ceremony possible, our two past exalted rulers and current exalted rulers for participating in the ceremony. We do have a beautiful catered meal, buffet style, from Roman's Lounge and Catering. And then, as you can see behind me, there might be a little bit of music tonight. So please stick around after the meal. We'll have the band Sakes Alive here, and it's been a little while since they were here at our lodge. But just to make sure they were on top of their game, we went over a few months ago to the Mahanoy City Lodge and saw them tune up, and they did a great job. So we had to make sure they came back. Thank you all. We appreciate everything. And give yourselves a round of applause for supporting our recipients. At this time, we conclude the ceremony. Let's eat. At this time, any of the Elk or Citizen Award recipients, if you can step up front here for our pictures. We do have picture time.
Congratulations.
We should probably, maybe, we'll have a few people standing behind the seat, so we can, if I can move this. Everyone's to the side for now.
25 years. I want to congratulate you, Christine. Around the front here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see you.
We'll get the adults and then we'll get the kiddos.
I just wanted you to know. I just wanted you to know. We're at 110%. Yeah, I'm on here. But they know I'm supporting you. They're not too happy.
Actually, my being out to the bar, so
No, you're a good person.